What can you do right now to get yourself through this current state we're living in with the coronavirus? Stick around, because we're going to talk about it and bring some rationality to it. Things are kind of tough and kind of uncertain for people right now. They really don't know what to expect, because as humans, we can only base our reaction to things on our experience. And when something comes about that confronts us that we have no experience with, it puts us in something of a panic. It brings fear to us in many cases, and we are not quite sure how to respond or how to react. So let's bring some rational thought to what's going on right now and think this through. The coronavirus, or COVID-19, is a virus that originated from an animal market in China. The virus acts in many ways like other viruses, like the seasonal flu, but this particular virus has a higher mortality rate, and it certainly is contagious. Now, if you think about what the experts are telling people and advising people to do, they're telling people to self-isolate. Stay at home. Stay out of crowds. Stay away from other people. Keep social distance. Certainly, if you were around somebody that was coughing, you would definitely want to keep distance from them. But the truth of the matter is that the virus depends on human beings and their close proximity to other human beings to spread. This is how you get the so-called community spread, by people being around in close proximity to other people, and then even by things as simple as talking, even before that person may be symptomatic, that the virus is able to spread through microscopic droplets in the air. Of course, if someone coughs or sneezes, then certainly that will fill the surrounding air with the virus. Now, by doing what the experts are recommending, by isolating yourself as much as possible, by staying indoors, if you have to go to work, by just keeping social distance from other coworkers, the virus is not able to spread. Certainly, if someone's healthy and they're in their home, they're not going to contract this virus. It's actually impossible. If there is a family member in the home who has contracted the virus, then that person should be in a room with only one family member tending to them, and hopefully that person using a bathroom that is not used by other family members. And if available, that person should be wearing some kind of mask so that when they cough, they talk, or they sneeze, they are not putting out any of the virus that's in their throat or in their lungs into the surrounding area. Also, people who may have an infected member of the family should be careful about touching surfaces. And certainly if there's one room that the person who is sick can be kept in, then that person can be taken care of while they're healing. And a mask can be worn by them and maybe by another family member. Remember, for the person that's not sick, the mask has to completely cover the face, around the nose, around the mouth. There can't be gaps. I mean, keep in mind, these viruses are microscopic. You can't have any gap. If you're someone like me with a goatee, then in most cases the mask can't get a firm seal around the facial hair. And so if somebody really is relying on a mask because they're helping a sick family member and they have a beard or goatee, they may want to consider shaving it off. But here's what I'm talking about rationality as we go through this. As a virus, as long as we are listening to the authorities and the medical professionals and self-isolating, the virus cannot continue to spread. And when the community spread is stopped or slowed down to a trickle, and medical professionals are able to care for those people who may be among the sicker people, they can keep on top of things. The healthcare system isn't overrun and overloaded. And eventually we see daylight again and we come out of this well. What will cause things to go the other way is if people ignore the common sense advice of the professionals. For instance, a week or two ago, I heard that college campuses at one college had been canceled. I believe they were going to revert to online classes. And while the students were out of the classes, and of course the idea was that they be kept separated so they couldn't spread this virus, they said there were more people in the local bars congregating at that time. Now that completely disrupts the plan to try to contain spread of the virus. And that kind of thing is not smart, and that kind of thing will cause this to continue on for a long period, thus taking down the U.S. economy with it, probably resulting in millions of lost jobs and a much higher incidence of people getting sick. So the rational approach is to simply self-isolate. Stay away from other people. This is temporary. This isn't something that's going to be for years. This can be stopped, but it requires people to cooperate. You know, if someone complains because they want to be hanging out with their friends, you have to take stock of things. You really have to get a grip, as one of my old friends used to say, and think rationally that you will either have a matter of weeks where you can't necessarily do all the things you normally do, or you could have a year of sheer misery. The U.S. has gone through other major disruptions over the years. I talked about this in a video called The Coronavirus and the Stock Market, and there were many geopolitical events in the past that caused the stock market to have the legs swept out from under it. In one day in 1987, there was over a 22% drop in the market. So what we're witnessing is a panic based on uncertainty, and the markets don't like uncertainty. Now, luckily, the Federal Reserve has stepped in and the White House has stepped in. The Federal Reserve has lowered interest rates down to 0 to 25 basis points, and they have freed up monies in the banking system so that we don't end up in a frozen credit situation like we did during the financial crisis. And the White House has moved swiftly to help some of the industries hardest hit by this, so that there aren't mass layoffs and companies are not too badly hurt. And by the way, certain companies that either manufacture food or toilet paper or safety masks or other things, their sales are up considerably right now. And let's hope that the people in the food industry and the people in those medical equipment and medical device related industries all stay safe and healthy, so that they can maintain production of these things we need right now. But for the average person, for you and me and those people who are just the average working person, or students or anyone else, you have to think about helping the culture and society as a whole. And the way you do that is you isolate yourself from other people. You stay at home as much as possible. If you need to go out to a store or something and you can take advantage of delivery service or pickup windows, do that. Same with restaurants, same with drugstores, same with coffee houses. Anytime that you can minimize congregating around other people, then you slow down the spread of this virus, and at some point it just comes to a trickle, and our medical system is able to keep on top of the most severe cases. The other thing to keep in mind is that 80% of people so far have only had mild or moderate symptoms and have come through the illness just fine. Some of the people in China and Italy who have become the sickest or became fatalities were older men who smoke, whose immune systems were already compromised. So keep this in mind as you're contemplating what the facts are, as you watch the number of confirmed cases grow, and as you watch the number of fatalities grow. Also keep an eye on the number of recovered people. So I wanted to make this video to bring a little rationality and clear thinking to this topic. People really have to just stop, think clearly, don't panic, do what the authorities say, self-isolate, keep yourself away from other people, whether it be for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month, whatever it takes, until we turn the corner and things begin getting better. And believe me, when that happens, the stock market will come roaring back. Our economy, which already was fundamentally strong before this virus took hold, that can come storming back as well, and things will get back to normal, and you'll be watching this in the rear view mirror. Thanks for watching this video. Hope it brought some useful knowledge to you and some things to think about. Please subscribe to this channel and watch future videos that talk about growing your wealth. And please also like this video if you found the information helpful. Leave a comment to let me know what you are doing and your own circumstances. Thanks for watching.